It's the realist.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's your guy Realistic, and welcome to my tutorial vault. That's right, I'm gonna start grabbing some of my most classic tutorials over the years out of the vault and re-releasing them. That way y'all can enjoy, get your mixing and mastering skills back up. So if you find any of the information useful, be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. That way this keeps showing up in your feed, and sit back and enjoy the content. So this plugin right here is quite possibly my favorite of the free plugins, and this is actually one that I use in just about every mix and master. I think it's a really powerful plugin, and it's actually shocking that it's free. They do have a version that you can upgrade to. You can see I have the pro version here. But there's a free version, but the pro version is like $37, and there's just more functionality. Like if I come down here, it gives you like algorithms for Spotify and Disney Plus and Apple Music and HBO and Netflix, and all that stuff is in there too. And then just kind of gives you some more customization options over here as well that you can do. And then it also shows you some things with dynamic range as well. But anyways, let me show you kind of the basis of this. This is basically, it's just a loudness meter. So this is a way to be able to tell if you're hitting the right amount of loudness by using a LUFS meter. And like we've been going through a lot in our mastering course here, we know that LUFS is what we need to be using to determine how loud it is. That's kind of the acceptable industry standard now. We're not using dB or RMS or peak value or anything like that. We're using the LUFS meter, and now you have a free version that you can use. So I'll kind of show you how this works here. We have our short term, so that's just kind of, you know, that what's happening in the moment there, like within a few seconds of how loud it is. So generally this area is going to probably be louder than our integrated area. And now our integrated area is going to be the overall loudness combined of when from start to finish of how loud it is. And this is kind of the number 2 that we want to focus on as far as what our actual loudness is. And then we got true peak max, which I think this is really important. Remember how in the limiter chapter we had talked about that we want to set our limiters to -1 because that's the standard that Spotify and Apple Music accept for what they want their headroom to be at. Well, what this will do is we'll show you if anything's going past that value. So let me just go ahead and hit play so you can kind of see some numbers jump up.
We do it 5 in the same night, even on game night, even on daylight. Love when you lay right, you love when I lay pipe. You love when my wrist on your throat, kissing your neck to your toes, cause I connect to your soul. Wanna get wet in the
So we may want to make a few changes here to kind of get it to where we want to. We may want to change the output here to like maybe -0.1 since we were going past that true peak there. And then maybe bump up our gain to 10 just to get a little bit closer to that area for the LUFS that we're looking for with that -9.
We do it 5 in the same night, even on game night, even on daylight. Love when you lay right, you love when I lay pipe. You love when my wrist on your throat, kissing your neck to your toes, cause I connect to your soul. Wanna get wet in the boat, want you to wake up and go to sleep and you never get cold. Give me a time and a place, baby, my schedule is...
Yeah, so we were able to get up a little bit closer there to where we want. And it's too, what's really cool is it has like these settings that you can set here too. So if I go to like alerts, this is really cool. So we can set it, we can change what our true peak alert is. So basically all this is going to do is if something goes past this, it's going to turn to red. So you see as I move this up or down, now you can see that it's in the red because we've now set it to tell this meter here that anything past 2.3 is going to be too much. So it gives you those options. Something else that I really like that's really cool is I can change my integrated LUFS rate here as far as like our actual like integrated LUFS. This is really handy. So we can set the maximum loudness. So like the max that we want this to be at would be like 8.5, right? And, you know, or it could be 9, wherever it is. It just lets us know that if it goes past this, if it gets any louder than 8.5, then it's going to be a problem, and it's going to signal that by turning these numbers to red. And we can also set, what I really like here is we can set a minimum number. So if something is too quiet, it will also be in the red. So let's say that we want our minimum to be like -10. So anything that's quieter than -10, it will also be in the red. That way it just kind of indicates to us that it is indeed a little too quiet.
We do it 5 in the same night, even on game night, even on daylight. Love when you lay right, you love when I lay pipe. You love when my wrist on your throat, kissing your neck to your toes, cause I connect to your soul.
And based on those settings, we're right into where we want to be here as far as the LUFS and the true peak. But you could always switch these numbers too. If you want to, do something that's a little quieter, you could maybe set, your minimum to a lower value, and same with your maximum at maybe you feel more comfortable if your max is just at 9 LUFS or something like that. And then another thing that's kind of cool too is if we wanted to switch this to like a relative scale, that's right over here. So this right here lets us know that this is going to be the peak, right? Anything past -9 is going to be too loud here, right? But we could switch this that it actually moves this so -8 is now 0 on here. So then we don't have to do the math if we didn't want to. Like let's say, again, 0 now represents -8. So if it goes over to like 3, then we know that it's 3 instead of this way. We might have to do the math of like, okay, well, it's at -5. What's the difference? Oh, that's 3 LUFS. For me personally, I like to just keep it at this. I don't like to switch it to relative scale here, but I like to just keep it at this because I'm so used to what the LUFS need to be at -8 that I've tried doing it this way and having it at 0, and it really threw me off because I couldn't really tell as well. But for some people, it might actually be easier. And what else is pretty cool too is if it does go past whatever you set this at here, we got this set at -8 right now, but if it goes past it, these little peaks they'll be in the red. So let me actually show you an example of what I'm talking about. If I go ahead and I turn the max down to like I don't know, -9.5, right?
We do it 5 in the same night, even on game night, even on daylight. Love when you lay right, you love when I lay pipe. You love when my wrist on your throat, kissing your neck to your toes, cause I connect to your soul. Wanna get wet in the boat, want you to wake up and go to sleep and you never get cold. Give me a time and a place, baby, my schedule is so funny, you never would know, never been better before. I wanna blame you, telling everybody that they better fucking watch it for.
So anything that will pass that, we can see here will turn to red. So if I zoom in right there, we can see that there's little areas that are red there. That just lets us know that it went past our actual amount here of where we want to usually set this. And another really cool thing about this U-Lean loudness meter here is it does allow you to actually drag and drop other songs in there, so then you can reference to see what they are, and it will analyze it like mainstream songs. So I'll show you a couple of examples here. So I got a folder here of references I like to use. So let's do like Firework by Katy Perry and see how loud that is. And it'll tell us everything. It'll tell us the overall loss. It will tell us the true peak max. So you can see that Firework by Katy Perry has a true peak max of 0.9. So it's a little louder than what we may want. But you can see here that the LUFS is at -8.9, a lot louder than you would what the so-called streaming standards are, right? Let's check out a couple ones. We got Sweetener here by Ariana Grande. We can check this one out. This one's at 9.4, so it's a little lower than the Katy Perry record. And let's check out maybe like a Drake record here, right? Like Fake Love, right? We'll see how loud that is. So it's coming in. That's a quieter record right there. That's at 11.2 right there. But you can see that the overall peak, true peak max right there was a little bit louder than the other ones. We'll just do a few other ones here. I want to check out like Vibes by the Baby. We'll see what that is. I know this is a lot louder one. Yep, -5.5. So this is really cool too, because if you're mastering a record and you want to get it close to a loudness as another record, what you can do is you can drop that in there and then just kind of see and analyze. So it's a really useful feature of this actual plugin. So it's a really handy plugin. And I think that if you include this in your arsenal, I think you'll get a lot of use out of it, especially if it's free. You can't really beat it. And if you are looking to upgrade, there are a couple more handy little features that you can do, like being able to, set it based on streaming. Like for instance, if I go to Spotify, it's going to set it to now where the max is going to be like -14, like we always hear the streaming standards. And now you can see here everything's in red now, right? Because I'm way past the limit of what Spotify may recommend there. And then also too, the paid version does give you a couple more options, but I think for the most part, you know, you'll be just fine with the free version of this. So again, the link will be in the description below. Thanks so much for taking the time to watch this tutorial. If you found it useful, be sure to like and subscribe because it does help the channel grow. When you like a video, it tells YouTube that you liked it and maybe other people will like it as well. And also be sure to check out my online mixing and mastering courses, the art of beat mixing, the art of vocal mixing, and the art of mastering, all available now. And if this video was helpful and you're looking for other videos, you can watch a video here, here, and here. All right, until next time, y'all.